welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily if you're new here. Today I'm going to be talking about how I gained the confidence to actually start a YouTube channel. For my regular viewers, this is going to be a bit more of a podcast style episode. It's very relaxed. I don't have a plan, so just put this on, maybe scroll through Pinterest, do a bit of cleaning, whatever you want. So a little introduction about me. My name's Emily, I'm 26. I've been posting on YouTube for just over a year now and I absolutely love it. I have no fear of talking in front of the camera anymore. I've got some nice tea and honey, so I'm as ready as I'll ever be. The number one thing I'm gonna say is create a new account. Like if you're on Instagram, create a separate account. If you're on TikTok, create a separate account. Because the one thing that always held me back at the very beginning was the thought of people I knew seeing my videos. I'll talk more later about how to react if somebody ever does confront you about your videos. But what I did when I started my Instagram, which I'm still growing, I've started that from nothing and it's not moving very quickly, but I'm getting used to taking my own photos and posting them without worrying about who's seeing them. And my TikTok, I have a few people who know me on it, and the impact of posting to those people has probably stunted my growth on TikTok. However, I'm starting to see some traction now, so I'm not super worried about it, but it took a while. I would recommend, if I was going to start from scratch, just start a whole new TikTok, not even bother with my current one, have nobody I know on it, because it's just easier. It allows you to actually focus on the content rather than what if that person from work sees this, blah blah blah. So yeah, starting a new fresh page is the number one, I would say. For me personally, I'd had a lot of friends who had started in social media and I'd been so up for helping them, friends who wanted to start doing makeup or something like that, and I'd been like, oh my god, yeah, I'll help you, let me edit your videos or creative direct your videos or anything like that. And I was always so up for it, but the idea of actually being in front of the camera was not something I was interested in. I've always been a backstage person, a behind the scenes kind of person. I worked backstage while I was in college at the theatre crew. I obviously pursued a career in being behind the camera as opposed to being in front of the camera, so actually making the jump to putting myself in front of the camera took basically it got to the point where I was either I'm never gonna do this or I do it now. I can't keep wasting time about it. So I started posting last September, I think. It's December now, obviously. I will just say as a side note, the amount of organization that filming and publishing YouTube videos actually takes is pretty crazy, so prepare yourself for that if you're thinking about it. Obviously TikTok is a bit less, but the consistency side of posting on social media is ridiculous. You either have to batch film your content or you have to be putting out fresh content every single day, which from experience is exhausting and I wouldn't recommend it like that. Batch filming is definitely the way, especially if you already have a career and you don't have every single day off work. Yeah, so I had all these friends who were saying that they wanted to start something, and then when it came down to it, they didn't want to, and I was always getting so disappointed, and it just got to the point where I was like, I should just do it myself. Duh, I should put this energy into my own channel instead of somebody else's. So that's when I started to actually think, okay, maybe I should start my own channel. Let me tell you, starting your own YouTube channel is lonely. You spend a lot of time editing and looking at your own face, which if you get in a spiral about it can be really bad for your mental health because you're just looking at your face constantly. However, the way that I managed to get around that was using that as a way to just improve how I looked. So did I not like that my lips were, I don't know, always chapped in every video? Okay, so I'm always going to make sure I have moisturized lips. Or did I not like how my hair looked? Okay, I was gonna work on making my hair have more volume, stuff like that, instead of being oh, I hate my lips, oh, I hate my hair. I always saw it as this self-improvement thing. And same with confidence. Because you're the one editing your videos, you're seeing all those awkward in-between bits. You really just have to edit them out and kind of laugh at yourself about it. There's nothing else really you can do, to be honest. Another thing that helped, side note, was finding my angles. I feel like I know my angles now. It's a bit easier to film and not hate the footage that I come up with. But to be honest, it really just comes down to you and you backing yourself. Nobody else is ever gonna do it for you. If you want to do it, you have to do it. Nobody's gonna come and push you and mentor you. If you want to do it, you just have to do it, and you're gonna be the only one doing it. You're gonna be the one editing your videos. You're probably gonna be the only one watching them for the first few videos. You just have to back yourself, and that comes from having confidence in yourself. Also, another thing contextually, I had, as a teenager, all the confidence. I was fine. I was an average teenager. Like, I was pretty bubbly. I've always been like the bubbly girly one in whatever group I'm in. And I've never had too many self-confidence issues. That being said, I've never thought I was the most beautiful girl in the world. Like, I've always been sort of in that nice middle Goldilocks zone of like, I'm not anxious about how I look, but I'm also not totally like swishing my hair about and being like, I'm the hottest thing that the world has ever seen. So I had that like pretty neutral view of myself, but I always enjoyed being around people and like chatting and being the one to crack the jokes, stuff like that. And then I went to uni and that all just came crashing down. Like, my confidence took a real hit when I was at uni, just for so many reasons. Like, I can do a video about it because I do really empathize with people who are struggling at uni, because I struggled a lot at uni and it changed me as a person. And when I graduated, I made this vow to myself that I would re-find who I was when I was a teenager. And I did, and I'm back, and I'm actually better. So again, I can do a video about how I gained my normal confidence. It's got stuff to do with basically putting myself outside of my comfort zone, and YouTube was what has taken me to the next level in how confident I am. Maybe for my detriment, I don't know. But I've now managed to get to this point where my colleagues could come up to me at work and say, I found your YouTube channel last night, like, what's up with that? And I would just be like, oh, thank you so much for viewing, like, what did you think, blah blah blah. You just get to the point where you think, would these people care if I succeeded? Would they care if I failed? No, probably not. So why am I worrying what they think? Like, you also, if you start looking around, you also notice that quite a few of your friends are probably either posting TikToks or posting on social media. Like, you're probably not the only one you know. I might be biased personally because I did a lot of photo shoots after uni and during uni, and I ended up meeting quite a few like aspiring models. I randomly met that girl who always does those Christmas decorating videos, where her name's Madison Gordon, and she had these like viral TikToks where she'd film her mum getting all of the Christmas decorations out, and there were like crates and crates full. She was a model on a photo shoot that I did like post uni, I think maybe before COVID, I don't really remember. So I followed her on Instagram and I just saw her posting her stuff. Like, it never came across as cringy to me. It was always like, oh, wouldn't it be great to do stuff like that? So eventually, when you look around and see that you don't find it cringy when other people are doing it, you're not going to find it. You'd think, well, why would anyone find me cringy if I don't find them cringy? Like, obviously, if you're making really dumb content that you're not proud of, then change the type of content you're doing. But if you're happy with your content, then there's no reason that anyone else should ever be making you feel bad about it. Like, if somebody came up to me at work and said that they'd found my YouTube, I wouldn't be ashamed. I don't think there's anything wrong with the content I post, and I don't want to hide it. Obviously, I'm not promoting it on my Instagram with all my work colleagues because it's like promoting the side hustle you do at work for me, because I follow so many of my colleagues on Instagram, so it wouldn't make sense for me career-wise to promote it. But I also wouldn't be embarrassed if anyone ever came up to me, because you've just got to think, like, why do I care? Like, why do I care what these people think if they're not down with me, or if they're embarrassed by me? Same goes for friends. If you have friends that are embarrassed to be associated with you, then they're not really real friends. The thing is, if you're nervous to post because you're worried that other people are gonna be judging you for it, the question is, are you going to care about their opinions if you succeed? No, probably not. So why would you care about their opinions now? Like, there are you should care about a few people's opinions about you, like your mum, your dad, your sister, your best friend, something like that. But really, at the end of the day, you don't need approval from everyone, especially your random colleague that you don't particularly like anyway, or like that random mutual friend that you've always been a bit uneasy about. You're not going to care what they think when you're successful, so why do you care now? But what I've noticed is the way that your confidence does blossom after you start saying to yourself, I'm going to do this, and then you actually do it. That confidence boost is like nothing else. Like, you can get a nose job, you can get a face to look like Kylie Jenner, like nothing will boost your confidence like knowing that you can rely on yourself to do something. Like, the confidence I get from knowing that I've uploaded every day for vlogmas, when that's what I said I was going to do, that's worth so much more, because I remember how unhappy I am with myself when I say that I'm going to do something and I don't. It's like going to the gym or anything like that. If you can't back yourself, like if you can't rely on yourself to do something, your confidence is just going to keep going like that. So you need to build these small habits, like I said I was going to go to the gym today, so I'm going to go to the gym today. Or I said I was going to reply to that person, so I'm going to reply to that person. And these small things build up eventually until you can get to the point where you can look at yourself and say, all right, I'm going to start a YouTube channel next week, or I'm going to start brainstorming videos tonight and I'm going to film tomorrow. And then you will actually brainstorm videos tonight and post a video tomorrow. Like, it's all about those little steps and teaching your brain and your subconscious that you can rely on yourself and you can trust yourself to pull through when you say to yourself that you're going to pull through. It's all fine and good buying a camera and saying I'm going to start my YouTube channel and then never actually doing it. That is the same as doing absolutely nothing, except now you're £500 worse off. Also, I know I'm like going all over the place, but you do have to do some introspection. Like, you do have to do some introspection and maybe some journaling and stuff, because you will have family members or friends, or I mean, maybe if your colleagues do discover your social media, you will have colleagues who will be openly cringed out by you, and that will not help your self-esteem, trust me. Like, I've been pretty lucky that almost everyone has been like at least pleasant about me doing this, but you can tell that some people are a bit like, what are you doing? But again, you just have to trust in yourself, because you know that when you are succeeding and you've got hundreds of thousands of followers, that those people will act as if they supported you from the beginning. Like, it's also natural to find this kind of stuff cringy, because it's not normal to look at a camera and just talk to it for 15 minutes. Like, that's not normal. So you have got to understand them a bit, but at the same time, maybe they see something in you that they wish they had the confidence to start a YouTube channel, and maybe they're being rude to you because of that. Either way, you don't need to worry about it. Like, you don't need to worry about what people in your outer circle are thinking about you. It's all about the core people. My parents don't really care about my YouTube channel. Like, my mum likes watching them because she gets to see me, but that's about it. My dad has no real idea, but he's never been mean about it. My little sister has been a little cringed out by me. It's fine. But apart from that, it doesn't really worry me what other people think, because I'm secure in why I'm doing this. But side note, if you have someone who is being really rude about what you're doing, if it's a partner or a family member, block them on social media, stop telling them about it, like, move in silence when it comes to them. Actually, that being said, general advice, don't be bragging about everything you're doing in general, because you never know who's listening. Like, that applies to everything in life. Just be careful what you're saying out loud, because everyone is listening and you never know what kind of intentions people have. Just saying, that is a good life lesson in general. But you've just got to get your confidence levels and your self-dependency levels to a point where it doesn't matter if somebody looks you in the eye and says that you're cringy. Part of it is being like, yeah, it is a bit cringy, and part of it is being like, but I don't really care what you think either. And this isn't, some people get crazy with this whole, like, I don't care what you think thing. They're like, I'm not saying, like, put your middle finger up to the whole world and just do what you want. I'm saying just have the trust in yourself that your vision, that you can see your own vision. Like, think of your friends and, like, maybe people you know, mutual friends, stuff like that. How intensely are you paying attention to their journey? You're probably not really, to be honest. You're not figuring out their every move and obsessing over what they're doing and what they're posting. If you are, though, that might be a projection on your part of why you're struggling to have the confidence to post. At the end of the day, when you see your friends posting on social media, or when you see mutuals post photos on social media, are you laughing at them in your head? No, probably not. If you're a good person, you're probably not. You've just got to get to a point where you realize that it is your own journey. It's nobody else's journey. Like, what you do with your life is only gonna happen to your life. Like, you can't live vicariously through everyone else. You also can't live vicariously through the YouTubers that you want to be like. You kind of just have to do it yourself and figure it out. and you'll probably find that you really love it, but a lot of that will come from just starting small, posting 1 video a week and then posting 2, and then like building it up and showing yourself that you can depend on yourself. And then from that, you're going to end up with this inner confidence that isn't to do with your looks, isn't to do with how many people think you're cool, how many followers you have. It'll come from you knowing that you can depend on yourself, and that when push comes to shove, you actually can depend on yourself to do the work and to step up and do the things that you want, and start that YouTube channel and start posting on Instagram and start doing your get ready with me's on TikTok. But you do have to get your head out of your social bubble, because I mean, that is the one thing that got me at the beginning, that I was always worried that old people from my secondary school would see my videos, that people from my uni would see my videos. That is the kicker, because like I obviously didn't have a great experience at uni, and the idea of those people seeing my videos was really embarrassing at first. But I just got to the point where I was like, but I'm not paying, I don't care what they're doing, like why would they care what I'm doing? And if they do care, then that makes them a fan, like that adds them to the list. But I do get it, it's tricky. I'm not gonna sit here and shout at you and tell you to pick yourself up because you're pathetic because you can't post on YouTube. Like I totally get it. I was never that person who would have been able to post on YouTube. Like, I never thought I was the most beautiful. I was never the best at makeup. I've never had the best style, but I've just backed myself this entire time, and I've worked on improving my content and my style and my makeup. And each month that I post, I know my videos and my skills get a little bit better, and that is just a general inner confidence boost that hasn't got anything to do with aesthetics and looks and any of that superficial stuff. It's having confidence in yourself. I would say I've had 3 different experiences with the 3 different social medias that I do. So the first one I started with, I'm pretty sure I started with YouTube, and that was just, I got to this point where I was like, I really want to do this. Like, either I'm never going to do it or I'm going to do it now. Like, is anyone else going to do it for me? No, I just have to do it. I have to stop procrastinating this. Like, I've wanted to do this for a little while now. I just have to do it. And then getting 7 views on a video after 2 days. That's the humbling bit. That's when it's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Because at the beginning, it really is only just you, and you're building up the subscribers one at a time, and you're not getting fans, you're not getting comments. It's literally just you and your 4 viewers or your 3 subscribers or something like that, and that is how it starts. And you have to be able to depend on yourself, because you're the only one there at the end of the day. You're the only one that you're going to be editing. You're going to be alone a lot of the time. Like, you have to be able to back yourself and just sort of blindly be like, I know this feels cringy, I know I'm regretting doing this, but I'm just going to ignore those, because the feeling I get when I post a video and it does well, or when I post a video and I'm proud of it, that feeling is so much better than how cringy this feels right now. So I would get cringed out by myself a lot at the beginning with YouTube. Even now when my videos do bad, I'm a bit like, oh man, I hope nobody else sees that. Like, if I've sent the link to my friends, like if they're in the video and then the video only has 20 views, I'm like, oh my god, this is really embarrassing. But you just have to kind of feel that cringe and put it over there and just kind of pretend it doesn't exist and kind of imagine. I know they always say to like imagine an alter ego of yourself. My alter ego of myself is like a Victoria's Secret model, just like totally chill and elegant and never embarrassed by anything. That does help. But yeah, the cringe at the beginning, it's natural to feel like if you're not getting slightly cringed out by what you're doing, then that would be crazy. Like, it is odd posting on YouTube and posting on TikTok, especially when you're not getting many views. Obviously you're going to have all the confidence in the world when you're getting 20,000 views, but that's not what you're getting at the moment. Anyway, so that was my experience starting YouTube. I started TikTok a few months later, and I was doing these very simple makeup videos. I wasn't doing anything crazy, anything really even out of my comfort zone. And I did those videos for months and they never went anywhere. I never gained a single follower from them. They never got past 300 views. They were these little get ready with me videos. No voiceover, no talking, not even looking at the camera. And these videos were doing nothing for me, but they were in my comfort zone. So now I'm slowly beginning to add voiceovers in and looking to camera, but my goodness, because I have so many real life friends and colleagues on my TikTok, that's the one that I get the most scared to talk on. But I've just decided like it's a bit too late now to start my own separate one. I'm just going to keep with this one. But yeah, so I've done the two extremes. I've done the YouTube where I've just put myself in fully and gone for it and acted as if I already had 20,000 subscribers. And I've done the TikTok where I've already had a small following from a video that went viral like freaking ages ago that was to do with photography. It's not even to do with anything I do now. I already had this small following and I had no confidence, and I was not doing any decent content. What I have noticed from TikTok is that you have to post as if you're already an influencer. What I'm doing now and what I've been doing for a year, which I'm not happy about, is posting these teeny tiny little shy videos. They're not good. Like, you have to post as if you're already an influencer because people are going to follow you if they think there's a bit of hype around you and if they think that you're going to be useful. If they think you're still in the beginning stages, they're probably not going to be as inclined to follow you. So you've really just got to like dive straight in and go for it, and it's going to be a lot of like going along for a long time when it's just yourself, but it does grow very, very slowly. Like, I think I started last year with 34 subscribers and now I'm at 800 and something. Like, it's growing slowly, but it is growing. And then finally on Instagram, I did something new again, which is I just started my own brand new Instagram page. I only have 2 people who know about it, who follow me on there. And I just post as if I'm already an influencer. I don't post as regularly as I should, but I do post nonetheless. And because I know that nobody really that I know follows me, I can post whatever I want and it's so not cringy. Like, I just post it. I just posted because I'm trying to appease the algorithm. That's what I should have done with my TikTok. But listen, it's tricky. It is really tricky. I completely sympathize, and I'm still there myself. Like, I'm not getting a million views or anything. Like, I'm still getting low views. But for me, my confidence doesn't depend on how many views I'm getting. Like, I would like to think I'd have this same level of confidence when I'm getting more views. Like, I'm trying to build my confidence so that I don't have to rely on views for it, if that makes sense. But realistically, if you're starting a YouTube and your confidence is going to rely on the amount of attention you're getting, you're not going to last because it takes so long to grow YouTube. In my experience anyway, like, you may look at people's channels and see overnight success, but what you're probably not seeing is all the deleted videos that they've taken off their channel where they only got 200 views or they only got 50 views. Because this takes a grind, and you just have to keep throwing darts at the board until one of them hits. And all those darts that end up on the floor or on the wall, those are the embarrassing bits, but those are the bits that are actually gonna raise your confidence when you can commit yourself to just keep throwing and keep going and keep going. That's what's gonna slowly build your confidence. You're never gonna get overnight confidence from any of these self-help videos when they like give you a little boost of energy that lasts for about an hour. They tell you to like stand up straight and blah 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 blah. If you watched those videos consistently for months, then yeah, you'd have all the confidence in the world. But it's a small gradual thing. You're not going to wake up tomorrow with the confidence of a model, of a supermodel. It's something you have to grow slowly, and it comes from being able to depend on yourself, in my opinion anyway. Basically, you have to decide how bad you want it. Like, do you want to spend the rest of your life worrying about what strangers think or what people that you don't really know think, like colleagues or mutual friends? Like, do you want to spend the rest of your 20s thinking like that? Because from experience, it's a pretty bad way to live. Like, it's not fun. It's also not good for you. Like, you should have the confidence to start your Etsy shop or start your YouTube channel or do your get ready with me's. Like, whatever it is, you should have the confidence. Like, it is healthy to have that kind of confidence, and you just have to get to the point where you back yourself enough to put yourself first, essentially. Once you have that confidence, the next thing that you'll need is the discipline, and that's not the same thing as motivation. You're not always going to be motivated to make a YouTube video or to take an Instagram photo, but you always have to be disciplined enough to do it. Pretty much. I've always found, like I've been saying this whole video, confidence and discipline go hand in hand. Like, when you're disciplined enough, your confidence in yourself will grow. If you guys want me to do another video on discipline, I would love it, because I'm not disciplined in loads of areas, but I am pretty like hardcore disciplined in some things. Like once I put my mind to something, I'm probably just going to keep doing it, like, and that doesn't depend on what other people are thinking about me, which is one thing I like about myself. But yeah guys, let me know if you want a video on that next, or if you want me to delve into any particular part of gaining confidence, then let me know, because I would love to do more of these chatty videos. But just know that me a year and a half ago was constantly thinking about what other random people were thinking. I'm now doing a video on how I gained enough confidence to start a YouTube channel, and this could be you in a year and a half, you never know. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you got this far in the video, then subscribe, because I assume you liked the video. I've been doing vlogmas, so I've been doing a video every day. I haven't been doing many of these podcast style videos, but if you like them, then I'll totally do more. Just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, you guys have a good evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!